Alright, ladies and gentle people, I have my first trip to my parents in kind of a dusk situation here, so we'll see how that goes. But really excited to see what it does. I might actually, it's going to go the wrong way here on, so here, as usual, it's not doing this cul-de-sac right, so we'll force it through. So I am going to override it and force it a different direction. That's going to force it to kind of take a more interesting, shall we say, route. And are we going to actually do this one? We are. Good. All right. There we go. Might have confused someone behind me, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt on that one and not dock it. All right. We're actually going to kick off since it was going to want to turn right here and turn left instead. Incidentally, unfortunately, 10.69.2 does not get the wife seal of approval, as on this specific turn that I just made. It did try to kill us earlier today when I had her in the car telling her how much better this was. And then on top of that, GPS made just a stupendously horrifying route to the destination we were going to. And I told her, I'm like, look, you can't blame full self-driving for that. That's trip routing that you got to blame on that one. So, hey, let's call a spade and place the blame where it belongs. And it was not full self-driving in this instance, at least. But I do have to say, other than it trying to kill us on that turn, it did a pretty good job for the most part. Can't really complain too much. Actually made a really good right turn in some reasonably heavy traffic. Actually, I do have another video I need to send up. I had one of my own Chuck Cook style unprotected lefts last night in the dark, and a little bit of traffic that it passed with flying colors. I will get that up. I don't think it'll be a full YouTube video. I'll just cut it up and upload it to Twitter for folks to see. But yeah, in the dark, in very rural Ohio, and on top of that, construction going the other way, so it couldn't come to the near lane like it should have, and it adjusted on the fly absolutely brilliantly. I was very impressed with that. So again, sometimes, like when it works, and I see this more and more now, that when it works beautifully. It really is working way better for me than 10.12.2 ever did. Like, the fact that I'm still continuing to bring you these videos is living proof of that, because I had long given up on 10.12.2. So here's another one where it's probably going to fail. This lane will end, and then it will just kind of keep going and just realize, oh, I got to get over, rather than knowing that it's going to end via the route planner and getting over. So here we are. We're supposed to get over, and it's just gonna, okay, last second. Actually, at least it did put its signal on and get over more gracefully this time. On 10.12.2, it did not do that. It just kind of whipped itself over into the lane and never even signaled, if I recall correctly. And it was violent might be putting it a little bit too much, but it was not a comfortable maneuver. How about that? Which was very par for the course for 10.12.2. I have found with 10.69.2 that the maneuvers that the car makes are, again, far more human. Here, that's weird. Why did we stop there? Like, all right, yeah, we'll report that one. That we slowed down 7 miles an hour for no apparent reason. But yeah, as I was saying, the maneuvers that the car makes with 10.69.2 are far more human-like and more comfortable for the occupants of the car. It was funny that my wife, I was telling it, to go where we were going, and she's like, "Why are you putting that in?" "Oh my God, you're going to use the driving thing, aren't you?" And I keep telling her, "No, it's really better. It's better, honey. It's really better." And then it goes and tries and kills us right out the gate. That turn that I was making, that I was referring to earlier in the video, absolutely had a car coming to the right, and she acted like she was going to go, and she was far closer than she should have been comfortable trying to go. So I had to take over and stop. I don't know if it would have stopped, but I had to stop it. And on top of that, it did leave me, I feel like, kind of in the intersection, so I was not feeling too good about that whole interaction. So I guess the moral of the story for me is never to brag the system up to my wife, because then it will just disappoint me. But right now, so far, so good. And actually, I have to say, I did today have a flawless drive. Like, no interventions whatsoever. I had to go to my parents' from a different place first. So this is the first time I'm making this drive. And, it was literally a flawless drive. I did not do anything. 0 interventions from where I was at going to my parents. And I was pretty happy about that. And I did have a 0 disengagement drive today too, where I did have interventions, and I think they were minor ones too, if I remember right, but still was able to get there without disengaging the system. So a relatively good day, other than the poor performance with my wife in the car, which was unfortunate. But pretty happy with it today. So far so good. And again, this early bit here is not anything really that we're going to worry about. It's in 2.2 miles when we make this next intersection that we're going to make a decision at that is going to be interesting. And the reason it's interesting is it's a 2-lane intersection that goes through and makes a left through the intersection, along with a 3rd lane that peels off and goes right. Standard autopilot on my Model S failed this intersection 10 times out of 10. It kept wanting to go into the left lane when I was in the right lane, which is where you want to be actually at that intersection. Okay, we're changing lanes to quote-unquote follow the route. Whatever. We do not actually need to be in this. In fact, we need to not be in this lane because of construction up ahead that will end this lane when normally it wouldn't. And the car is not capable currently of knowing that. I don't know actually what it would do seeing that. I fear it might try to plow into some barrels, but we'll see. Okay. I'm going to try and, I'm going to get us over here. I am not going to let it have a chance to do that. I might have to disengage the system. I will not penalize it for that if I have to disengage, because, again, the system doesn't know any better. It just thinks that it's got a lane ahead that it's going to be able to use. And also, there is a sign actually that you might be able to see up here that does warn of this, but I mean, short of literally general AI reading that sign, there is no way the system could know that the right lane is absolutely closed ahead, short of a map update that would have been pushed to it. Alright, so it is seeming, don't make me wrong about this, to stay in this lane like it should. And you can see now that we do have arrows marking in this lane. However, and this is something I think I mentioned in a previous video, the system doesn't, and I actually did see it pick these up in another street the other day, but especially on right here, I mean, this is fresh blacktop here with freshly painted lines. These arrows could not be any more clear, and they're not on the visualization. Now, we do see up ahead, it's got the cones up ahead. It might have somehow figured something out. I don't know, but short of trying to do this on like late at night when there's no other traffic around, there is no way I would try to have the system actually negotiate this. Even when it does do some things right, it actually does a lot of things right that might surprise you. This isn't one that I'm going to trust with other people around for certain. And actually, it's not closed anymore, so I don't know why they have that sign up. Interesting. I'm going to force it to the right lane here to make it take the harder of the 2 turns, just to see how that would go. Again, not docking at anything for intervening there because I'm trying to make it do something. So far, this is a drive where I have two intervention, or actually one intervention for a confuse at the first cul-de-sac. I have my phone blowing up currently because my friends and I are deeply depressed about the Browns blowing a game today, which they had won with a little over a minute and a half to go in the game, up 13, and found a way to lose to, of all teams, the New York Jets, who should have had no business beating us today. But there's that. Alright, so we are coming up. The next traffic light will be my... No, you're not going that way. Why do you want to go that way? We're going to force you to go through. I don't know why. Actually, no, that's a wrong action. And I had to disengage to stop it. So that stinks, because it even has on the screen that it's going to go up here and turn left, and for whatever reason it decided it was going to try and turn right back there. So there's your first, there's the first disengagement of the drive, so no bonus points for this drive. And we're going to have one Class C and one Class D intervention so far. Red light ahead. It's going to turn green on us, it looks like. Maybe. Oh, it's all right. Interesting. So it changed lanes to quote-unquote follow the route. Are you going to take the correct lane here? You did. Very good. Very good. Now, to follow the route now, it will need the right lane. And so I'm going to be very curious to see when it decides to get in the right lane, because earlier, part of my drive, I think yesterday, which you didn't see because I did some over 100 miles of driving yesterday for a football game I had to get to, the system did properly get to a lane that it should have been well in advance of when it needed to be. However, it was not the full self-driving stack running that. That was Navigate on autopilot running that one because it did not have the FSD visualization up here, so that's how I know which was which. I very much look forward to this being single stack, so they can fix these route planning problems like I'm about to probably have here. I got one more traffic light up here, and then I've got, two more traffic lights up here. Then I'm going to have to make a right turn to get on the highway, and I am in the wrong lane, 0.6 miles from where I need to do so, with reasonable traffic alongside me on my right here. There is a car behind me just out of view of the visualization. So yeah, this is going to be fun. We're probably going to go cut somebody off here more than likely, which is what I hate about this system, is that it decides it's getting, we're going to have a room here. Let's see if it gets over. All right, we're past the slug bug blue, and it's just still kind of hanging out here, 0.4 miles. We're going to have traffic light. Now, the bug is getting into the right turn lane. We had a shot because that is a true blue old bug, and it sounds like it's got about 15 horsepower in it when he hit the accelerator. So we would have easily jumped out in front, but now we have other traffic, and that's not good. I'm going to give it a chance. Again, we're still got nobody on our right, but we're probably going to end up out in front of these two cars over here more than likely. Depends on how the guy in my lane reacts. And I'm going to have a decision to make about disengagement here. Come on, late. Any day. Alright, so yeah, that's about what I figured. Okay, so I'm actually out in front. Actually, that wasn't a terrible merge. That wasn't terrible. I didn't feel like I cut the dude off. Pile of pedestrians over here at the ice cream shop that it did not inadvertently stop for, which is good. Because we all know that is the thing that we are warned about with this version, is that it was really, really conservative with pedestrians. So we're going to take a right onto the highway up here, hopefully it will not make an embarrassment out of this right turn. Alright. And I am going to kind of give this more of an accelerator because the guy behind me is going to wonder why we're still trying to do 35 when we're getting on the on-ramp to do a 55. So we're going to do that. There we go. And let's go ahead. Alright, so on the highway, I actually do not like NOA. It is not good. I do not like it because it will just move in and out of lanes inexplicably. I actually had it say moving out of the right lane. Like, we're driving. We want to be in the right lane when it's a 2-lane road. And that's what it was. We had a 2-lane road where I was driving. I only ever do the speed limit. I do not speed. I discovered like 15 years ago that it's not to your advantage to speed. It will cost you money in traffic tickets and insurance increases, and if you're driving a fossil fuel-based car, more gas as well. And in this instance, it would cost us more efficiency. But yeah, it's like moving out of the right lane, and I'm like, why? Like in this lane, yes, and here we go, we're going to follow the route, so that's good. In this instance, yes, we want to be in the middle lane because we want to leave the right lane open for oncoming and exiting traffic, and we want to leave the left lane open, obviously, for the rest of y'all out there that don't drive the speed limit. And we just want to sit nice and comfy here in this middle lane where people that want to be around us can easily go to the left lane, and people that are coming on and leaving the highway can get out easily in the right lane. Now we're going to have construction up here, and actually all versions of autopilot, full self-driving, you name it, in both my cars have handled this construction up here without issue. It is in a type of construction where the unfortunate person that was not minding their car met some years back in California that hit the T-bone in California. I can't remember if that, I feel like that was a Model X that happened to. This is exactly that, where in that instance the car did not pick that up and just plowed into the attenuator and unfortunately killed the driver. This, however, is well marked, and the car will now take this without any issues whatsoever. Still does not understand, actually I picked that up as a traffic light, oddly enough. Still does not understand variable speed limit signs, at least here in Ohio. I guess the signs could look different across the US at least, but I've seen pictures on the interwebs of European variable. I have my hands on the wheel. Why are you asking for? Okay. I've seen pictures on the interwebs of European variable speed limit signs, which it seemingly understands over there. Y'all have to correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but they're gonna have to figure that one out here, because that's a very, at least in Ohio, I don't know about the rest of the country, but at least in Ohio, variable speed limit signs are very much a thing that is very common as an occurrence. Alright, so far we still have one Class C and one Class E, or sorry, one Class C and one Class D infraction, and I did have to disengage the system, so no bonus points for you, but so far right now, only 5 points worth of deductions for the Class C and Class D violations of my safety score system. Alright, so our exit's coming up here. And this is always fun with NOA, like it whip into here occasionally. Let's see. Oh, pretty smooth actually. We'll take that. Take that 7 days out of 7. Even twice on Sundays, which today is. Actually, and this is a weird, like, slowed down to 24, 23, 22, like, and I got someone coming behind me, so I'm going to have to get on the accelerator here. Like, I don't know why it slowed down. Like, there is no reason for it to have slowed down so much for that situation there. No reason at all. So I did report that just now. And that was, I think I did see that was full self-driving that had taken over at that point. So again, really unsure what it was seeing there that was causing it to take over. But that is absolutely a Class E violation for me, where I had to hit the accelerator so as not to be a jerk to the person behind me. So we got 1C, 1D, and 1E. And a green light. Good job. That was very human-like there. I don't know if it could see that the light was yellow on the other side, because it was kind of still going at a reasonable speed coming into that light, and then it obviously turned green and was able to kind of roll on through very smoothly. That would have been a very abrupt stop. Actually, I don't know about a very, it would have been a somewhat abrupt stop if it had to stop there. So that's interesting. All right, we got a light here, which is taking nicely. Earlier today when I was coming here, and this is, as you saw, a turn only, and I will put this up because human pilot sucks. A truck went through here and blew through in front of me, and then another one that was kind of beside me sped up and cut me off to get through. So that was very nice of them. All right, last turn coming up here, and this is a turn that on 10.12.2 freaked the car out, because this is a very wide entrance lane to this road. Let's see what we get here, because it is also dark. So this could be the situation here. Makes a nice turn, actually, and it would always get confused here, and they have absolutely fixed that, at least the 2 times I've come through today. We're going to turn off the system because it's time to make the turn into the driveway. So you saw a relatively good drive, minus the wrong action it was trying to make to quote-unquote follow the route and make a right turn when it shouldn't have. And let's see, where did I have the disengagement? I'm trying to remember the disengagement. Oh, that was the route situation there. So only the one disengagement, which is pretty good. I mean, one disengagement for an 8-mile drive, not terrible. I know others out there are doing better with the longer drives and same or no disengagements. But a pretty good drive from here, from my home to my parents. So gotta like that. Or actually, no, it wasn't 8 miles. What's trips? 12 miles. Sorry, 12 miles for that trip. So cannot complain at all about that whatsoever. I didn't reset my trip meter last night, so I'm glad that I did charge last night, so I do know the proper number of miles I'm going to have, because I have since last charge. So that's it. Gonna let you guys go. I got a pile of these videos that have piled up. I actually, at this point, I don't know if I'm going to put them all out there, even though I've recorded them, because well, I have a lot of stuff on my plate. Let's just put it that way. But I'm glad to be able to bring you the videos that I am. I really want to get this one out to you, so hopefully I'll get this out tonight. We'll see if that happens tonight or not. So that's all, folks. Take care. Have a good one. Happy driving or not driving if you have the full self-driving, and I'll see you next time.